atmosphere protects us from a lot of things, right? What do we put on our skin when we go outside on a hot sunny day? We put on sunscreen, right? Sunscreen protects us from some of the radiation from the sun, that ultraviolet light that can hurt us and cause us to get sunburns, right? But our atmosphere protects us from a lot of those rays, right? So when we leave our atmosphere, we have to have things to protect us from that as well. All right, so does anyone want to guess how much a spacesuit costs? Yeah.
$4,000.
Way more than $4,000.
$1 million.
More than $1 million. Yeah. $5 million. More than $5 million.
1 quadrillion.
Okay, it's not 1 quadrillion, but it's about $10 to $12 million to make a spacesuit from scratch, right? So that's why NASA, right, that's going to send astronauts into space, doesn't want to remake a spacesuit. They are going to reuse them all of the time. So, do you guys have an extra $10 million on hand?
No.
I don't have an extra $10 million on hand, so we are going to build the world's cheapest spacesuit for a whopping $40, all right? It's probably not going to protect us if we actually go into space, but it's going to have a lot of the parts that are very similar to the ones that we see on real professional NASA spacesuits. So I will need an astronaut to help me as my model. Okay, but I will say this, astronauts have to be very brave, okay? So, do you want to come on up? What's your name?
Hi.
Can everyone say hi to Kai for me? All right, Kai. So I said that astronauts have to be very, very brave, all right? Some people might be laughing. They're not going to be laughing with you. They might be laughing at you. Can you handle it?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so when you guys think of spacesuits, do we think of them as very, very big or very small?
Very similar.
They're very big. They're very bulky, right? Because the spacesuit has all these different layers to protect you from the dangers of space. So the average spacesuit has actually 12 different layers. Now, Kai, imagine if I made you wear 12 sweatshirts. How do you think you'd feel?
Hot.
You'd feel hot, right? But you can't just take off layers in order to faucet. So, let's just wrap this around you. You know, this is the basis of our spacesuit. All right, arms out, hold to one side. Now, there's better things that you can put throughout the spacesuit to keep you cool. You know, we don't use water as a coolant for our engines, but you know, in space, just in case something can go wrong, we want to make sure that anything that we put inside a spacesuit would not cause any harm to our astronauts, right? So that's why they use water as their coolant liquid. And this is called your liquid ventilation garment. And they just pump cool water throughout it. All right. Okay. So you mentioned a couple other things that we need for our spacesuit. What else are we missing?
Helmet.
We need a helmet. You're absolutely right. So, we have your helmet here. And what do we know to the side of our helmet?
Flashlight.
Why would we need a flashlight? I can see where there's some places in space where it's going to be very dark. Think about if you're in the International Space Station, right? It takes about 92, 93 minutes to go all the way around the Earth one single time. That means every 45 minutes you're seeing a sunset or a sunrise. So half of that time, right, you're in darkness versus you're in light. So just in case, we have flashlights for you. Okay, what else do we need? So looks like our astronaut's feeling a little antisocial, so we'll put the gloves on him. There we go. Awesome. Hi, you're looking so fly. I love it. All right, what else do we need? We have some tools, you know, right? If you're maybe fixing a panel, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to throw a couple of those down there too. And you might get a little hungry or a little thirsty. Now, of course, spacesuit has to be we have to be very careful about what kinds of things that we're eating and consuming in space. Because when we are at this altitude, you know, 200 miles off the surface of the Earth, we're going anywhere from 18 to 20,000 miles per hour. It's almost as if you're on a roller coaster. Haven't you guys been on a roller coaster before? Can you guys imagine what it's like when you're falling down? You're like going up, 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 and then you come whooshing down, right? And it's that feeling of weightlessness. That is what these astronauts are feeling all the time in this microgravity environment. They are moving so quickly around the surface of the Earth as if they are falling off the edge over and over all the time. And in this microgravity environment, things get a little weird. Crumbs become a lot bigger of a problem, right? So we have to be very careful about the foods that we consume and let our astronauts consume in space. But I'll let it slide this time. I love Cheetos. We're gonna give you some Cheetos. Just put those in there.